Hey guys, welcome. Star Citizen Alpha 4.8 will go live in a couple of hours, hopefully earlier today. And there are still quite a few new features that I want to test in detail and make guides for, especially for those of you who haven't followed the development of 4.8 PTU cycle. But I don't think I have the time. So in this video, we're going to test out one of the most important game-changing features that will affect everyone from 4.8 and forward. The new vehicle loadout insurance system. Even though I have made many videos about it, but one aspect of it is very important that deserves our full attention, and that is called the brake system, which is in an attempt to prevent multiple types of duplication. Now let's take a look. First of all, in this new vehicle loadout insurance system, we have a new ASUP terminal. It might look similar to before, but there are a few major points. One is that for every single station, your ship delivery capacity is only 25. So after 25 ships, you won't be able to deliver to this station. This is in this specific station. So you can go to another station and you have another 25 of ships that you can deliver. However, there is a loophole here. For example, if I delivered my Gladius and then put inside my Drake Ironclad Assault, or whatever, your capital ship, Polaris, you put whatever small ship in there, and then you store this Ironclad Assault. Then those small ships inside your big mothership will not be counted as one of the capacity. So for example, if I'm delivering a Pisces rescue, wait a second, what is going on? Why is my Ironclad oh, never mind, oh wow, my Pisces rescue is under the Ironclad Assault. So the Ironclad did not get stored, but they give me my Pisces rescue. Alright. Now, if they don't fix the command module for the Ironclad or Ironclad Assault, the Pisces is one of your best way to get into your ship. Okay, so I'm gonna slide out. Oh, this is new. Okay, it's easy to slide out. And now let's put this Pisces inside this Ironclad Assault. And just gonna leave it right here. And now let's store this ship. Oh, Houston, we've got a problem. I can't store that ship. Okay, I'm gonna log out and see if it can get stored automatically or not. Okay, we're locked. And now if we check our ASUP terminal, now there is a new button here that says show local ships. This will be the ships that's delivered locally. And you can see both my Ironclad and Ironclad Assault, these two ships that I have delivered, but you don't see the Pisces, and the capacity is 2 out of 25. Now, when you check the list for the medical Pisces, you can see it's in Everest Harbor, but it's not deliverable because this Pisces is inside the Ironclad Assault. So this way is a little loophole to have more capacity, more ships stored in a specific station. However, the bad thing is that you cannot do any vehicle loadout management. Another point is that since I have 2 ships in my local ship storage, so when you go to your vehicle loadout manager via your mobi-glass, not like before you have a whole list of ships. You only see whatever ship that's available in this station. So that's point number 2. Point number 3 is that if your ship capacity is almost full and you want to delete some ships from your station inventory, then just click show local ships and then click scrape button. For example, I'm gonna scrape the Drake Ironclad. I click confirm. Now, very important thing is that when you scrape the ship, number 1 is whatever small ship you put inside of the ship, once you reclaim it, it will be gone. Second is that if this is a NPC ship that you stole and stored in your hangar, yes, you can steal NPC ships and store in your hangar. But if that is an NPC ship you stole, when you scrap it, it will be gone forever. That's why it says vehicle you don't own will be permanently removed from your fleet when scripted. So I will script this one. Now it's gone. So once you script that ship, it will not become a deliver state. It will simply become a unknown state or destroyed state. So you do have to reclaim it. You can reclaim the default loadout for free, But if you claim this loadout, you will not have your saved or upgraded loadout. One thing very important to know is that if you have claimed the default loadout, I have just done that. Now, right now, when you retrieve the ship, you will lose all the paint or all the upgraded weapons and components for this ship. However, you don't lose those upgrades from the system because as long as you have insured the loadout previously. If you scrap it again, confirm, and then claim it again, but this time if you claim an insured loadout, of course, if you claim insured loadout, you have to pay whatever price, the cost of claim, which I did a detailed video. The upgraded components, upgraded weapons will raise this insurance claim. But the paints so far is free. So you do have to pay this price. And once you pay this price, now this time, this ironclad will have the upgraded weapons, components, as well as the paints applied to it. And the last point is basically how to insure loadout, which is really simple. So use your vehicle loadout manager to apply whatever paints and change whatever system you want, change whatever weapon you want, and put back missiles. So whenever you reclaim a ship, all your missiles and torpedoes or bombs will be gone. That's considered consumables. But I have tested. Your med gel will be restored. I say that again. You won't lose your med gels. Only the missiles, torpedoes, and bombs. You will have full med gels on your Apollo, on your medevac, whatever your medical ship is. So after you made upgrades in your vehicle loadout manager, the next step is to click this button, Insure Loadout. Now, what if you forgot to insure loadout, but instead you clicked Retrieve the ship? I have tested this. So even after you first retrieved the ship, you can still go to Show Local Ships. And oh, wait a second. Something's wrong with Ironclad. Let's try a different ship. Let's try the Gladius. So claim insure loadout. So when I accidentally clicked Retrieved after I changed my loadout from my vehicle loadout manager, I can still click Insured Loadout while have my newly upgraded whatever here, components, weapons. I can still insure it. But if you fly the ship out of the hangar, then you can't access your ASOP terminal, then of course you cannot insure the loadout. So whatever way, you need to insure your loadout before you take the ship out after an upgrade. Otherwise, if the ship gets destroyed, you will not have a chance to insure the loadout. Next important point, which I have tested, is that if you are manually changing your ship components as well as weapons, for example, for this Gladius, I'm manually detaching this gun and detaching this gun. So right now, you don't have to send the ship back down to store it in order to do a new snapshot. So if you want this loadout right now, you can simply go to your ASOP terminal, click Show Local Ships and find your Gladius. You still have the chance to insure loadout. Now, if you click Insure Loadout, you will see the most updated loadout. You don't see my Panthers anymore. You only see the Mantis Gatling gun. That's it, because I took them out. So right now, if you click Insure and confirm, you are insuring this loadout right now. So this is very important. If you're, for example, if you're going out for combat, you destroy some NPC ships, and then you swapped the weapons from the NPC ships or swapped components from NPC ships, all you need to do is to fly into a hangar, land here, and go to your ASOP terminal and click Save Insurance Loadout, and then your new loadout will be saved with your new weapons and components. You don't have to store that ship. So that's all the major points that I have tested and gathered regarding the vehicle insurance loadout. And now, one of the main, you can say, feature under this system is the brick system. Once you throw a brick on the ground, it just gets bricked. So what it means is that the asset is still there, but you can't use it anymore. For example, I have a Drake Ironclad bricked. So once you see bricked, you can retrieve this Ironclad, but you cannot fly it anymore. All the systems are down. You can't reactivate. However, if you do have cargoes on this Ironclad, you can remove those cargoes But I am not sure if we can open those doors. You know what? That deserves a test, right? Let's retrieve this bricked ironclad. So let's see if we can still get on the ship or not. Oh yes, we can still enter the ship. That's good. So for bricked ships, if you have cargoes on board, you can... Oh, you can still get in to get your cargoes. Very nice. And if we go to the engineering terminal, you can see the component health is 100%, but you can't turn it on. But it doesn't say... Oh, actually it says right here. It says bricked. The entire ship is bricked. So all the components are bricked. And let's try this turret. So power on. Oh, you can see you can't even power it on. You can enter the remote turret, but you can't power it on and you can't use it. But if you have cargoes in this bricked ship, you can open the ramp and then unload your cargoes. However, you cannot use the tractor beams on the ship anymore because all systems are down. And if you use a tractor beam to tractor any weapons or components, it will say bricked. Now, this point is very important. Your bricked ships does take up the capacity for your stored ships. As you can see, I have 5 ships here waiting to get retrieved, including the Drake Ironclad, which has been bricked. If you have unloaded the cargo from the bricked ironclad, simply scrap it. And now your capacity becomes 4. And now one of the major change for this brick system is that, for example, let's test on this Gladius. If this is the only Gladius I own, but I want to put on my mothership a few more Gladiuses, so what I do usually is to just park the Gladius here and then unlock the ship. I have a button to unlock. So I unlock the ship and then get out of my pilot seat. And then I reclaim this Gladius. And then I retrieve another Gladius. But look at this Gladius. Enter the pilot seat of this Gladius. What do you see? It says bricked. And all your systems are offline. And if you go to your components and weapons, you see they are white bars and also says bricked. Every single one of them. So you can't use them. So even though my second Gladius is out, but I cannot put these 2 Gladiuses on my ship. I can only use that one, the one I just reclaimed, the unbricked one. Now if you detach this weapon and try to use this weapon, you can see red words. It says bricked. When you tractor the ship itself, it also says bricked, including any components, anything from the ship. Also missiles, torpedoes, bombs. So that I think is a major change for how we spawn our ships, especially when you have one Fury or one ground vehicle, for example, a ballista or a tank, and if you want to spawn multiple of them, which is a practice that we always have, right? If we have a group play, one person has a tank, he or she will spawn multiple of them, so we all can use it. But we can't do that anymore, and the break timer is only 10 seconds. Anything that you dupe it, the first thing will take 10 seconds to get bricked. So if you want to use 2 Gladiuses on your new Ironclad, you have to buy 2 Gladiuses, whether from the pledge store or from the in-game store. And then you claim them individually. And then put on your mothership to use those 2 Gladiuses. Same as the Fury and same as the Pitball, which we're gonna have tomorrow. Not only your ship can get bricked, the individual components and weapons can also get bricked. Let's do a little test. For example, this is a Gladius. I am going to detach this weapon. I already unlocked the ship port. When you detach this weapon, you can see it says registered to you. So I move this weapon away. Now detach this gun. And detach this shield. And detach another shield. Okay, now get back to my ship. If I use the hangar services to do a repair, okay, let's do it.
Shields offline.
And now I got new weapons and new shield generators, but I paid for them. And now when you tractor these weapons, You can see it says bricked. So we cannot duplicate these weapons and components anymore, even we pay for them. So this brick system completely prevented us from duping. So Dupe King has lost all his businesses because of this. But personally, I think this system is good. Because every weapon, every component, you have to either craft it, which we're gonna have components crafting in 4.8. So you have to either craft them or loot them or purchase them. So you're actually playing the game. You can loot from the NPC ships, which will encourage more looting, or you can loot them from the contested zone, which also encourages more gameplay, or the executive hangar. And now when you tractor the new guns, you will see registered to you. So only one set of weapons and components can be registered to you, not another set. So you can't dupe that anymore. So this is one way you can dupe these things, but there is another way that you can dupe these things, which is you can dupe them through your ASOP terminal. For example, if I deliver an Aegis Eclipse. So I claimed the standard loadout, but I'm gonna click insure this standard loadout as well, confirm. And now I'm going to my Eclipse. I go to my components. I take them down. Also the guns. And now I save loadout. So all these new components are in my local inventory. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to my Eclipse. Now I'm gonna scrap the Eclipse, and then here I am going to claim the Eclipse again. Okay, Eclipse claimed. And now can I keep duplicating the components like this? Because I just have a new set of components for my Eclipse, right? But no, you can see this vapor block has been bricked. So you can't duplicate them manually on the landing pad, nor can you duplicate through your vehicle loadout manager. Now, including weapons. So this Badger has been bricked. I believe it's including the radar as well. I didn't test the other things. Jump drive, yes. So pretty much everything, including the flight blade, I believe, if you do have a flight blade. However, there might be a loophole regarding the paints. So one of the viewers left a comment a while ago. Let's test that. So this is my Gladius Pirate. You know what, let me insure it. Okay, insure the Gladius. You can see I have a livery here. And now I unequipped this paint. No more pirate paint. Save and equip. And then I am going to scrap this Gladius Pirate. Deliver another Gladius. And claim this Gladius Pirate by claiming the insure loadout. Okay, now go back to my Gladius Pirate. And now I have the pirate paint. And then is the Aegis Gladius. Now I have a Gladius Pirate livery. It says bricked, but when I click it, I can still apply it. And then save and equip. So let's bring the ship out. Oh yes! I just duplicated a paint. Looks like the Dupe King is still in business. Hooray! Wow. Yeah, I haven't got time to test this because one of the viewers told me this. And this shouldn't happen. So I hope Seiji do something about it. But yes, we can duplicate the paints. Alright, we're gonna do one more test. This time, I'm gonna use Luke for this test. So for example, this is not a wolf, but an Idris or Polaris. Luke just delivered to me. Now I'm gonna take his ship and store it. Okay, I'm gonna fly out of this place. I'm calling a hangar again. In the meantime, I am going to disband party. So I stole this ship from a random player. Somebody abandoned this Polaris. Now after I stole the ship, I'm gonna land in my hangar. Yes, now I have the Cougar L22 Wolf. I can store this. Okay, ship stored. Now go to local ships. You can see I have a Cougar Wolf 22. This is not a bricked ship and it's stored. Now if I click scrap, this one will be gone forever because it says vehicle you don't own will be permanently removed. So I'm not gonna do that, but my task is, right now, Luke is going to reclaim that ship. Okay, 3, 2, 1, reclaiming. Oh, Luke has reclaimed that ship, but nothing happened to this one. Now, get out of the ASOP. Let's see again. Oh, nothing has happened to this one. So I'm gonna retrieve it. And now, oh. Never mind. I can't get into the pilot seat anymore. Even though I unlocked the ship previously. But I just don't have the option to get into the pilot seat only. So I don't think we can duplicate ship like this from another player. Let's check the ASOP. Oh, yeah. It says bricked. So as soon as you bring the ship out, it's bricked. So you can see this is the third thing the brick system is limiting or protecting, is to dupe ships from another player. We can't do that anymore. So in order not for the ship to take up my spaces, I just store it and then scrap it, because you can't scrap it while the ship is on the pad. So this is all the test and all the point I want to share regarding the new brick system as well as the new vehicle loadout insurance system. This is going to change how we play the game, especially if you want multiples of the snuff fighters. You either have to pay the money for it or you have to acquire them in-game. This is it for this video. Probably I will see you guys in Alpha 4.8.